The 3-time All-American and 2-time podium, national podium wrestler, Lucas Byrd. Ranked number 1 to start the season for the first time in his career.
The 12th wrestler for Illinois to win a Big Ten title, national title in the same year, and the first national title winner under Mike Poeta, and the first since Isaiah Martinez.
His opponent, Will Betancourt, 8-10 overall last year, finished 5th at the MAC championships.
Interesting. Will Betancourt's well-traveled, right? So, you know, wrestled at Ohio State, committed to Ohio State, transferred to Penn State, very highly recruited, went 15-6 as a freshman at Ohio State, and then took a year or two off, and now he's back here under Coach Hange in Ryder, New Jersey. Interesting path.
The grad student out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Lucas Byrd loves to wrestle with his legs or knees on the mat. Very hard to score on. Loves that front headlock. Betancourt doing a nice job passing that elbow.
And not many wrestlers stay as low as Lucas Byrd.
You know, and for sure they have him well scouted, right? You know, we talked about him going 23-1 last year. That loss he had against Ayala. Then that Big Ten finals match against Drake Ella where he had that crusher and tight and pinned him. Oh!
And that was a very good attempt by Lucas Byrd just on the edge of that circle. And they'll give Illinois a point, I believe, for stalling.
It was a nice re-attack there, shot on a low single. Maybe a little ankle pick, knee pick. Lucas Byrd about to fold him up there, locked up. See if he can do it here in the middle of the mat, because we need those bonus points. Illinois needs those bonus points. Looking for that, looking to attack that right leg. Low ankle.
Byrd loves those head snaps, like you said, trying to get that right ankle, trying to head snap down into it.
1 minute to go in this 1-0 match. He's going to call him again for stalling with that. He's gripping those fingers.
You saw Lucas Byrd trying to shake his hand out of it, but Betancourt had his fingers interlaced with the national champion.
He'll give him one warning that the next one will be stalling.
He already has a stalling called against him.
You know, very difficult when you're the reigning national champ and you're wrestling someone that is maybe unranked, on paper not as talented. They're going to come out and be super defensive against you. And that's what Lucas is going to see a lot this year. It's exactly what Will Betancourt's doing. Very good defense right now.
Lucas Byrd is content in being more of a slow-paced wrestler in his own right, too, so he's perfectly fine with that. Like you said, saw it a lot last year.
He did. You know, and he likes to get to that underhook and move those underhook, use his strength. But right now he's pushing him around, and he's controlling the pace of the match. But, you know, Will Betancourt, he did a great job in that first period against Lucas Byrd. You know, 1-0. These Ryder guys, with that week under their belt so far, they've been battle-tested.
Betancourt now trying to tie this match up at 1 after getting the stalling call. It's the only points up the match so far.
Luke is very, very good on top. Loves to ride that deep half. High crotch here. Loves that.
And if Lucas Byrd is on point tonight, we will not see Will Betancourt reach his feet here in the second period.
Nice tight waist by Lucas, controlling it. Also looking, you know, maybe control like that 1 point riding time, maybe cut him, see what happens. But if Will Betancourt doesn't get off all fours here, it's going to be a stalling call, I would think, in the next 25, 30 seconds. He's got to get at least 1 point off the mat. At least 1 point show effort, and easier said than done against the national champ.
You can see Byrd's feet just wrapping around that right ankle of Betancourt, just unable to get to all fours, is Will Betancourt. Wrestling down a weight class than he did last year when 8-10 at 141. Now he's facing the hardest wrestler to face at 133.
So far, Luke is just very dominant. At some point, that second stalling call needs to come here. Haven't seen much action from the bottom, but Lucas also needs to get out to the side, look more aggressive, trying to get a turn there. Maybe that's what the ref's looking at.
But like I said earlier, Lucas Byrd very content in keeping control of Will Betancourt on the mat here in the second period. So if they're not going to call a stall, he'll keep doing what he's doing.
Just 20 seconds to go, and it's 1-0. It's riding up. They look like he's going to capture 2 minutes of riding time here, which will pretty much secure it for Lucas Byrd.
The light goes out again here at the Armory. We've been having a little bit of trouble there so far. But no matter, as there's the end of the second period, as the horn will sound, and Lucas Byrd rides out the entire second period on Will Betancourt.
And Will Betancourt, slow to get up after getting rode for 2 minutes. Probably one of the hardest things in college wrestling is when you get rode for 2 minutes like that, and now you got to go on top of Lucas Byrd.
Not to mention being rode by 2 minutes by the reigning national champion.
Yeah, and you talked about the lights going on and off. I kind of like the dimness here. The tone is set here in the Armory. Lucas Byrd looking to turn in there. There it is.
And he gets up much more easily than he let Will Betancourt in the second period, and now a 2-point advantage for Byrd. And you might now see him crank up the tempo here.
Yeah, it's still a takedown match right now, but Lucas Byrd, you know, with his back to the center and keep pushing Betancourt out, those stall calls are going to start to come, in my opinion. But Betancourt, give him credit. He's doing a great job.
Betancourt got called for that stall in the first period. Here's a shot attempt by Lucas Byrd. Good defense there by Betancourt. Now a shot attempt by Betancourt, and he gets hold of that right leg of Lucas Byrd. Can he get the takedown? He's got 1 minute and 10 seconds to do it. Bird's got that head down on the mat, so it's going to be tough. But Will Betancourt, that definitely had the best shot attempt so far of the match on the national champion.
And as the lights go up, will we see a score or will we see a stalemate? It's getting close.
There's the stalemate, but a very good attempt by Will Betancourt. He's got 51 more seconds to try to do it again.
And the riding time has been secured, so it's a 3-0 match essentially. So Will Betancourt would have need a takedown and ride Lucas Byrd out.
A takedown would still tie this match up against the national champion, and that's exactly what he's trying to do right now. Lucas Byrd at this point just trying to hold out for 30 seconds. He knows he has a match on his hands against unranked Will Betancourt.
20 seconds to go here, Tony, and they're filling each other out. Lucas is content. He knows Betancourt's got to come to him, so we'll see if he makes a mistake here in the last 10 seconds.
Betancourt on his knees. Can he find an opening for a shot? He's got 6 seconds. And there it was, and Lucas Byrd just runs away from it. And the national champion picks up his first victory and dual victory of the season